Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day out there today. Big beautiful bill was passed. A lot of drama happening today before that bill was passed, but ultimately Republicans got a victory. The market responded very positively to that. Right now, the Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and SPY all closed higher today. Bitcoin closed higher today as well. So everybody's just in a generally good mood. If you guys pay taxes at all, you guys are going to get a tax cut right now, which is pretty darn good. And it really just depends on what your personal situation is, but you should be paying less in taxes next year, which I think generally is a very good thing. Now, there was also some crazy news coming out from the jobs report today, unemployment rate today. We'll be talking about all of that. But before we really hop in there, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video a lot. It helps out the channel more than you guys can imagine. Everything from commenting, engaging, that's what really helps the stream kind of tick here, okay? So I'm going to give Loki a little bit of a treat here. He's been really wanting one of these. He's been sitting over here for a second, and you can see him come over to say hello. I'll try to get him to make eye contact with you, but I don't think he will. Close enough, right? Yeah, there you go. Alrighty, so let's hop in, everybody. Hey, Wilder, happy to see you, my man. Sorry I'm a little bit late today as well. I've been busy. I'm getting used to this new diet thing I've been putting together here. I'm going to start eating some buffalo meat, which is very lean. So getting ready for that. Now, and getting ready for all these crazy barbecues for the next couple days. Now, for Bitcoin, not really much has changed today. We've seen us move a little bit higher on the, this is with the monthly chart right here. Again, nothing too crazy. If you go over here to the 4-hour chart, though, you can see what we talked about yesterday. A little bit of a dip, and then we keep on grinding back up. This has not been the craziest just moves, like I've said, but we did manage to break above this high right here, which I think is still a pretty good thing. Right now, though, I'd probably say focus on the daily chart. We closed above this trend line here yesterday. We're still moving higher and making those higher highs, so we should be grinding up for a little bit longer. Unfortunately for us, we are up against all-time highs when you put it on the weekly chart, so a lot of people are going to be kind of iffy if they want to buy here. My routine in this circumstance is to continue dollar cost averaging, and I think that's probably still the best way to go about this. We have a dollar cost averaging account, or an account we bought a while ago just to buy and hold. We've talked about it a little bit here. I know it's probably not going to look great on this one, but bear with me. The group safe portfolio, that one up right now is up around 4.89%, so that is doing pretty well. I know people may want more profit, but you know what? You could have just invested in Altcoin Mania, which is up around 9%. This is just to see what happens if we buy one meme coin and roll around with it. Our third portfolio right now is down about 0.89%. This is what we bought yesterday. We will be buying more tokens later on today, okay? But I wanted to focus more on the news today so you guys had a pretty clear idea of what exactly was happening, because although we had some good news generally, Bitcoin kind of sputtered out. And that sputtering out, I do think, was important. This all happened during the market open time. So if I go over here to market sessions, you guys can see a big spike at market open, came up, hit 110,522 or abouts, and then we decided to come back down. All right. Now that coming back down, it was a reason for that, and it's basically how data was being absorbed by the market and what was going on generally with the news. You can see that with the data hit right there, it was up a little bit, then straight down, ricocheting back up, leading to a whole bunch of choppiness, but regardless, we didn't go higher like we wanted to. And here's some of the reasons for it, okay? There was a jobs report today, and that jobs report had like a whopping high number that we were not expecting, 144,000 jobs. We wanted to have less jobs being created by the economy because that would show Jerome Powell, hey, things are slowing down, and therefore we need to have rate cuts sooner rather than later. And what this determined to us, especially with this high number of 144,000, what this showed us is we're not going to have a rate cut in July. I bet if I even went over to the CME number right here, CME FedWatch tool, let me go over here to this one for you guys. If I go to probabilities, that 23% from yesterday just dropped down to 5.2%. Now, we still have a really good shot of having a rate cut in September, but it's even less than it was before. So again, that high jobs report really messed things up. What could speed up the process even more, like we were talking about before, is maybe CPI data comes in very, very cool, but we still have to wait to see that to happen. It's not happening yet. We still are waiting just to get that data. Inflation has been coming down, but Jerome Powell is like convinced that inflation is going to spike like nothing we've seen before because of the tariffs. And it's just, again, so far we haven't seen it, but maybe we will see it, and maybe he will be justified. But if we don't see meaningful, like a full point, right? Full point of inflation growth going from 2.4 to 3.4, I would have felt like I was lied to by the Fed, basically. Because in my opinion, we should be cutting right now. But again, things are still working out okay as long as you guys have some assets and some money. It's usually right now the lower classes, like the paycheck to paycheck crowd, they're having much more difficult time in this economy, and you got to feel for them, right? Now, on top of all that, a lot of these jobs were in government. And this, I think, is a silver lining for us who want to have rate cuts. These jobs were not really being created in, how would you want to say, like the private sector. These jobs were happening in the public sector, which means state governments were hiring like crazy, right? And therefore, it's actually still the private companies are losing people, they're firing people, they're laying people off. And that does mean that, hey, they are slowing down. It doesn't matter if the public sector picks it up. Once the private sector starts to go down, then the public sector gets less tax revenue. When the public sector gets less tax revenue, they have to lay off all the people they're hiring right now. So it's never a pleasant situation, as you guys might imagine. Now, 73,000 of these jobs came from the government. 58,000 came from healthcare and social assistance. Only 20K from leisure and hospitality. Only 15,000 for construction. We are slowing down with construction, even though we did pass that Infrastructure Act just a few years ago. Again, it really depends on what the economy is doing as far as who wants to build what and where the government is itself is going to be spending to rebuild some of these assets like bridges and things like that, infrastructure. Next up, we have transportation and warehousing, only 7,500. Information was only 3,000. Financial activities, only 3,000. Retail trade, only 2.4 thousand. And you can think of these as basically a bunch of interns running around, right? Utilities, 600. Mining and lodging, down 2,000. Wholesale trade, down 6.6 thousand. Manufacturing and professional and business services also going down as well. You're seeing a lot of those consulting firm type businesses start to have to lay off because companies don't want to waste the money hiring them, especially, I'm not going to say it's a waste, but it's kind of a luxury to hire a big old firm to do a bunch of useless work for you. So yeah, if they're not getting as much work, they have to lay off some people. So again, what this did, and I want to be very clear about this, what this did was say, hey, Jerome Powell, there's enough jobs out there where you don't need to cut rates anytime soon. But if you look deeper into it, these jobs weren't really created too much by the private sector. You can see that large chunk on the top was basically made from the government trying to soak up some of that. Not so much the federal government, but really the local government here, right? It says government at the state and local levels did much of the hiring in June. That is interesting because you have to wonder what they're kind of ginning up for. Maybe all this new stimulus coming in, something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but it does mean a lot here, right? And then on top of that, we did have the big, beautiful bill pass earlier today. Everybody's been getting excited about it. This has been one of those things where everybody has an opinion, but man, Trump really wanted this to come to be on the 4th of July. I didn't know if it was going to get passed or not, but they did it pretty fast, to be honest. I thought it might take until next week or something like that, but they were blitzing this thing, and they should be, I guess, proud of themselves. I saw them celebrating on TV when it passed because I was also watching the markets. Markets love that, where they're going to have stimulus, lower taxes, lower regulation, and a bunch of other stuff. But again, with all this good news here, that's going to be stimulus pumping into the economy. Less people, right, paying taxes to the government, as many taxes, right, or people paying less taxes to the government means they have more money to spend. What they do with that money remains to be seen, but it seems like they're probably going to go spend on more goods, or hopefully pay down some debt, or hopefully, really invest in the market. If people were smart and if they're paying less taxes, I would take whatever money I have extra from those taxes and I would just invest it in the market and let it grow and make more and more and more money. You can put it to a whole bunch of bills and things like that. I put out a few videos today talking about some of the detailed information inside of the bill, so please go make sure to check them out later on. There's a lot of stuff in that bill. But for right now, we're really in a good spot here, guys. Markets hitting all-time highs. Bitcoin's close to all-time highs. The big beautiful bill is passing, which makes things a little bit easier for big business, which again, and Wall Street. And then we kind of have like a 3-day weekend coming up pretty soon with the 4th of July, which I think should make everybody even more happy here. Now, as far as the rest of the market is concerned, this is going to be a little bit different. Bitcoin itself was doing pretty well today. A lot of good stuff here. You go over to the charts, you pull this back a little bit, and you may notice, if I get out of market sessions, Bitcoin dominance actually peaked up a little bit today, which is interesting. We might still have a little bit more chop here before we hit that level, and I'm hoping that we eventually do hit that level before we really start everything off, so everybody can be like, oh yeah, this is what I want to buy, this is what I'm excited about, boom, boom, boom. I will say this though, Bitcoin dominance just means that, you know, Bitcoin's market cap is really changing compared to the market caps of altcoins. You may see Bitcoin surge to all-time highs and then altcoins kind of slumber and go choppy sideways. That still makes Bitcoin's dominance go higher. So I'm not saying that you guys have to wait for us to hit the Bitcoin dominance Fibonacci resistance level before buying in. In fact, I'm saying, hey, I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm buying some stuff up. I'm enjoying buying some stuff up, right? But for those of you guys who are waiting for that big moment, it may come within a matter of weeks here. So be prepared if that's your personal strategy right there, okay? So, hey, Mr. Tanker, happy to see my man, Villarat. Dude, Mr. Tanker, here Philadelphia is a little smelly right now with all the trash stuff going on between you, your mayor, and the sanitary department. And hey, Villarat again, Elijah, Striker, happy to see both of you guys in here right now. Ooh, yeah, I am happy with where we are at. I feel my voice is a little bit, like I'm losing my voice a little bit from talking so much. I'm trying not to do too much right now, but I want you guys to kind of understand what's happening. So as we're breaking out and seeing some nice levels right now, hopefully we can have another surge that happens tomorrow, and that surge can really push us back up towards 111 to 112,000 bucks, basically all-time highs. And then from there, we should be lucky to have a good weekly move where we just start to churn, have a large breakout, and then from there we would of course continue it probably up here towards $122,000, in which case I would probably sell anything of swing trades or day trades over here, or swing trades primarily. I'd sell them up here around 50% of whatever I bought down here, okay? So if I buy anything down here for a specific swing trade for a breakout play, I'm going to sell around 50% right here. I'll move my stop loss to this place where I bought, and I'll just wait to see what happens next. Very, very risky to be going long right now with a bunch of stuff going on, but at least as far as I'm concerned, I'm still happy to be dollar cost averaging. And maybe I'm just a little bit more cautious because we've been having so many crazy news events over the past few months and weeks, especially weeks. For me, if I was going to buy right now for a larger move, I would be doing some of those larger cap, like 500 bucks with 2x leverage, and just kind of wait to see where it can go, instead of doing anything massive like a $10,000 buy, you know, with a 50x leverage, nothing like that. Maybe we'll get there, but I'm just not there personally just yet. And hey, her, I'm happy to see you, my man. Hope you're doing well. And hey, Al, not much. We've been talking about the job support and how that's kind of slowing things down in the Fed rate cut situation. That kind of hurt Bitcoin a little bit. But we also had the big, beautiful bill, which is a stimulus for Bitcoin and the rest of the market. So we should see some push and pull. Right now, altcoins slowing down a tad. Bitcoin still going higher bit by bit. And then the stock market's still pushing through. I'm hopeful that because the stock market is pushing through, we should be able to get some really nice moves from the cryptocurrency market over the next few days. It's lagging a little bit for it now, but not sure why. But I'll take that lag because I do believe eventually we are going to have a nice pop off like we did have a few days ago, where all of a sudden we were coming down and all of a sudden, boom, pop off, breakout, and then we can see where we go next. As far as the rest of the market here, guys, nothing too crazy. I'm watching for Ethereum to break out above these moving averages, If we're lucky, we'll be able to get them all the way back up here towards 3,000 bucks pretty soon. Solana is looking okay as well, still kind of going sideways week over week, and then perhaps we can get back above this 171 level, which is where the 50-week moving average. Hopefully, though, we can just get all the way back up here towards 186. Again, more of a slog, more of a grind, but there's opportunities to be had right now, and that's why we've been putting up this second portfolio here, the high risk time one, because we've just been buying up high risk assets. I don't know. Can I zoom out a little bit? There we go. It'll be a little bit harder to see, I know. But we have Maple Syrup Finance, Live Peer, Dog, Neo, Aerodem Finance, all this stuff. Some of it's up a little bit, some of it's down basically. And if you look at the total, we're down about $4.96 right now. Not the best, but again, it's after one day and we're playing with the really volatile altcoins. I'll take the victory. I'll take the victory, especially because we didn't buy at the very lowest time. We bought the day of a big pop, which means we might have to come down a little bit before we start to make some profit, which will be happening later on. All right. So again, we'll watch it very closely. I think this is going to be one of my favorite ones to follow along with. I'll add some more tokens in here a little bit later on today if you guys want to. Although yesterday I wasn't really getting much feedback, so I'm not entirely sure if I'll just do it in my own time or not. There's YouTube out the way, Fed Watch out the way, and there we go. So yeah, things I think right now are good. I'm happy. I'm tired, but I'm not. That doesn't mean I'm not happy about what's going on. I'm really hopeful that just we can get this ball rolling here this weekend. Excuse me. I know I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow because it's 4th of July. I'm going to try to put out a couple of videos for you guys, just explaining my thoughts on the market. But I'll probably do it to the second channel. My second channel, I believe I posted a video the other day. I think it got like 1 view. So I definitely need to like start promoting it more and start putting out more consistent content. Let me see if I can find this right here. It got 8 views. All right. So I need to start pushing some more stuff there. I'm going to make a new custom thumbnail for the channel. So this, the one I'm using right now for the stream, actually, I'm testing out some AI thumbnail software and it's iffy. It's very, very iffy. Has some good stuff, has its bad stuff. But yeah, so going to be interesting for the next few weeks there. Let me move this back over so I can still keep track of what's happening. And there we go. All right. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Hey, Digital K, happy to see you. And hey, Trev, happy to see you as well. I'm so excited for the 4th of July, guys. I've been so tired. This fasting stuff is draining. And I don't mean the active fasting. That's been fine. But like, I'm doing so much research on it. You know, I'm fasting. I'm not like going to not eat for so long, right? I fast for a little bit. And then what I do is I have a meal. And I maybe have a meal for 2 days, and I go back on fasting and things like that. And I've just been like researching, asking ChatGPT questions, Google questions, all these questions about how to fast properly. And I'm trying to figure out the best diet for myself where I can basically just buy a bunch of stuff in bulk, have it be frozen, and then thaw it out before I eat it every single time. So not like a factor meal, which I have those factor meals, but like a patty of bison that's like 7-8 ounces, right? And I put that on the pan. I toss it with some eggs. I toss it with some kale. I toss it with some mushrooms. And I have a nice little meal with some seasonings, of course. And that's what I eat. Like, I'm looking for simplicity so it fits into my pattern of daily, daily eating and everything like that. It's going to be a little bit of a hassle there, right? Is there a link to your second channel anywhere? I can put one on here. Let me see if I can actually find it. Let me go over here to... Am I following my second channel? That's the quick. There you go. And let me put it right here. So a lot of my technical analysis daily videos, they're going to be going through that channel right there. Okay. Right now I'm content with making videos about all this stuff going on. The one thing I'm learning about though is, oh God. So I've been testing out a lot of videos over the past couple weeks as I've been trying to put out more and more content. The divisive content does much better than the non-divisive content, especially when I was talking about the Israel and Iran war and how that kind of affected the markets and stuff like that. A lot of views. If I make a boring title about like how I did today about what was it called? Trump tax cuts 2025, SALT deductions deliver huge benefits to New York and California. You know, that doesn't necessarily do as well, but I do think for everybody that lives in New York and California, they want to see those SALT deductions go up. That way they can get less money going to the federal government, and then they can, you know, keep a little bit more money in their pockets, which I think is always a good thing, right? So this channel is going to turn into a big experiment over the next few months. It's just the way it is. Today is the 3rd. I have about 7 more days before I can reapply to monetize my channel, which I think is going to be pretty fun. And then I'll see if I can get my monetization back and what happens there. You know, just earning a little bit of money helps out a lot because I want to be able to hire an editor again. And then yeah, just a lot of experimenting with this channel. Pretty soon, once I start getting like 100 or 200 views per video on the second channel as far as crypto, I'll move the Dogecoin stream over there as well. And I'll take it off of this one, and I'll really just start plugging away at news content. Whenever something happens, I'm just going to make a video and post it. Don't even know what it is. I'm just going to start posting it as long as it's financial news related. And then when it comes to the tutorial channel, the second channel, I'm going to start adding tutorials to that one as well, which I think will be pretty good. My best videos on my channel are tutorials, so I do want to double down into that one so you guys can learn more. And finally, the AI channel that I'm making, that one's going to put on a little bit of a back burner for now because I just don't have the time for it, and I'm trying to work it out. But like, there's only so many AI tools that I know, right? So I want to make sure I can do a little bit better on there. So what I think I might do instead of that AI channel, is like AI tutorial channel, is I'm going to basically run a test and see how that channel goes, just about like making AI content. So that one's more of a fun channel I'm making, but I'll share that one if it actually becomes something. I don't know if it's going to become anything or not, right? Try Russian kale if you can find it. It's super sweet and can be eaten by itself. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I'll have to look at that up. Yeah, what do you call? I'm feeling a lot better and healthier right now as far as like eating well and, you know, dieting and all that type of stuff, or fasting and that type of stuff. But man, there comes a part of the day where I just get tired because I do my workouts and everything, and I'm like, ah, and I'm like, oh man, I'm drained for the day, and I'm mentally drained. What do you call? You know, ADHD and putting out this many videos, it is mentally draining. I technically right now don't feel like sore or like physically drained. It's mentally drained right now, which sucks because that's the worst type of drain to be, in my opinion. And hey Tyler, you edit photo and video as well as graphic design. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, those it's always nice to see. Hello. Yeah, bro. Did you want another treat? You just coming up here asking for it like a nice guy? Yeah. Yeah. Just came up here and was like demanding treats. It's okay. He's earned them. He knows this is his normal treat time. That's why normally throughout the day he doesn't ask for treats at all, which I kind of like. But when he knows it's treat time, he's not shy at all. But yeah, there's so many freaking graphic designers out there. Right now I've been trying to use AI, and AI it's okay, but it's not really cutting it, right? I'm hoping to get better at AI and those types of things. Got to get some French vanilla ice cream and root beer soda for the 4th. Oh, you got some. I was like, bro, I can't have any of that. I wish. Lactose intolerant, but I know they got some lactose-free ice cream and things like that. I'm heading over to a friend's barbecue, and we're going to have a good time out there. I'm going to get there around 1 o'clock. Oh, shit. My sister's coming to town tonight. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, I will be I will be you know, at a barbecue, different barbecues basically all day tomorrow, from like starting at like 12 o'clock noon all the way to like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna be at random people's barbecues and houses and having a good time. So I'll have a really good time. I hope all of you guys are gonna have a good 4th of July as well. Since I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow, what I'll do is I will stream on Saturday with you guys, even though that's normally my day off as well. I'm gonna try to, and I'm streaming. Well, I won't stream on Saturday if nothing's happening with Bitcoin, but I feel like something's gonna have with Bitcoin here pretty soon. So I'm really rooting for that to happen so I can come stream with you guys on Friday night or Saturday. If it's Friday night, technically it'll be Saturday morning. So regardless, I might be streaming on Saturday with you guys. And after all that, yeah, I'm really gonna make some moves with this channel as far as try to figure out how to like resurrect it, because remember my channel originally 2025. Yeah, so I started off having some good views for the year. Of course, it was volatile. I was talking about a lot of different stuff. But when I tried to change my content, right, try to change my content to fit the algorithm again, my views plummeted and they haven't really been able to build back up yet. So what I'm going to do is, like I'm saying right now, put out more and more content, try to do it. I may add videos as part of my content here pretty soon, which I think will be pretty fun. So it'll be like the same content I'm doing right now, but it'll start off with a video from CNBC or Bloomberg or something like that, talking about something pretty informational. Then it'll cut over to me explaining what's going on for the day and things like that. But I need to try to get my views back up to par and have some fun with it, because I haven't been earning money since all the way back, like way over here or something like that. Because this channel pretty much has died since, you know, this year. I'm still earning subscribers and stuff like that, but you can see it's just a lot more flat. Watch time is still doing okay. Money is flat. I need to figure out a way to rebrand this channel and do some good with it, which is why I'm thinking about financial news here. I just, like, how do I describe it? If I, let's go to that 15-minute chart. If I can get that channel making decent money again, what I'll do is I'll hire an editor, which I know, have a friend that can do it. And then I'll be making more news content. Basically, oh, you brought your bulk. Look at that. I'm glad you're actually playing with it. Let me see. I will hire the editor that did my, well, actually, let me do this. That did my TDLR news. No. That did my BitBoy crypto video. Oh, I typed in BitBoy crypto video. Jesus. You can tell it's been a long day. Yeah. BitBoy crypto. In the high stakes world. The one that did all this nice editing for me, right? All that type of stuff. Very, very good at what he does. I'm going to get him to do the same type of editing, not for this, but for a news style channel like TDLR, which basically, news. I'm trying to find the right one for you. Like this one says, why the far right is on the rise in Japan. I don't really want to dive too much into politics unless it actually involves economics, but you can see how there's still a little bit of editing in here. So let me refresh this page. There you go. Right. And you can see how there's a little bit of thing, editing, some news stories, things like that. 9 minutes of just talking, but it goes over data and stuff like that. I'd love to just reinvest everything into getting more views, and I would hope to just make a profit on the ad side, and then maybe I can get a sponsor or two, because a sponsor would pay for the editor for like a month or something like that, right? So, and maybe like 2 videos a week, something like that, maybe. I'm not entirely sure just yet. But right now, Bitcoin's kind of going sideways and choppy. We're not looking at anything exciting right now. Everybody's basically waiting for that next big surge. And the surge can definitely happen tomorrow, but isn't it? The markets are closed tomorrow, so Bitcoin will have to go alone here. Futures are still open. Or is the market closed tomorrow? The futures are open right now. I can see the futures moving a little bit. Yep, just a tad, but they are moving right now. Let me push this back a little bit here and see where we're at. There we go. So I'm getting like 1,000 messages right now. I think it's all just there you go, a bunch of stuff. Everybody's asking where I'm going to be smoking cigars tonight. There we go. All right. But I wonder, with the portfolio we made yesterday with the high risk time, I wonder if I should just plop this up to maybe $700 and call it a day with this one. Because, you know, a safe portfolio is technically supposed to have more money than a high risk portfolio. So maybe what I'll do is pop it up to another $150 in this thing and then wait to see where it goes. But I have to go down here again and do the filters and choose. Let's go with under 300 million now. Because again, we're down at that level in the first place and we're kind of filtering a bunch of stuff out. Oh, grass. What happened to grass? Grass was working out very well in the beginning, but this thing has been coming down quite a bit. Turbo, that one's been kind of nice over the last 90 days. Turbo's still good. Do we have turbo in here? We can add some turbo. Turbo is just a meme coin, but it was created with AI, so it has an AI component in there. And maybe $57 worth. That's not going to kill me. And then one more, two more over here. Mood Dang. Oh, Mood Dang. Yeah, it's up quite a bit last 7 days. And then Jim, has anybody heard of EUL before? Euler? Is that? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. The lending super app. Lend, borrow, and swap without limits. Load of finance. Okay. How to build on Ethereum Vault. Report bugs and get rewarded. On X, it has 60,000 followers. Let's see. I got some traction. I mean, I just see it's going up quite a bit here. Pudgy Penguins? What's the ticket for Pudgy Penguins? Let's just do 2 right there. This is a small market cap. It doesn't really need much else to get it going. There we go. Get out of that very, very fast and get out of there. Perfect. Legacy Token Alley, Space ID. Yeah, we're getting into the smaller ones for sure right now. Harmony. A lot of these weren't so small just a long time ago, remember? Drift is down quite a bit too right now. Launch coin on Believe. Go home. Alchemist AI. This could be something right here. Let me know the ticket for Pudgy Penguins if you want me to check it out on here. I can probably add it on there. Create anything with Alchemist AI. Alchemist AI will turn your ideas into working apps and games in minutes. No coding required. Oh, but in order to use it, you have to have credits, which is basically their token. So people want you to buy the token, which is 14 cents, which means 14 times 200. Oh God, my brain is so bad. $28. Oh, fuck that. That's crazy. I mean, it has been okay overall. Has been doing okay. Not really looking to put a lot of this in there though. Maybe 50. Then 4, 5. No. Yeah, let's do a little. That's fine. $35 in there. All right, and let me push this over a little bit more. $30 left. Let's go all the way to level 3 here and see what we can find. This is like Oh no, this is actually 2. Oh, we already here. Hold on. 6. There we go. We're below 100 million market cap here. Is there anything in here that would make me be excited? Really, a network tutorial. No, that doesn't look too interesting to me at all. The other one I was looking at was really a network right here. Web3 ecosystem for digital real world assets. Okay, this looks a little bit better. Really investment platform, eliminating barriers to invest, trade, and leverage private real world assets through decentralized finance. So they're trying to catch up to Robinhood right here. I can see this. 100,000 followers. Yeah, I can follow them. They got a Telegram account too. Okay. Yeah, this could take up the rest of it. Rio. Interesting. Pop that open right here. And then from there. What number? You know what? That'll do. That'll do. 57, 720. Yeah, we can live with that. So we've kind of invested $731 into this account. I'll have to buy some of this up. I'll buy half of these tokens myself, and we'll see which way this thing goes. But definitely going to be a little bit more risky, excuse me. Oops, sorry guys, a little bit of doggy hairs coming on me right now. Flying from the sky goes a Loki. And hey, Kilo man, happy to see you. I would like you to know your thoughts on Sky for day trading short term stock. SQ. Let's see, it's all okay. SKYE. Ooh, biosciences. I'm not good at biosciences. Just letting you know now. So it's running up against a big level of resistance right now. Also had some fun breaking above some moving averages. It still has the opportunity to move higher here. Let me see. Momentum's all good on the weekly. Momentum is all good on the daily. Ooh, a little bit choppy on the daily here. All right. Got a warning sign here from the market cipher oscillator as well. All right. %15 short float. There we go. So Sky Biosciences shares anatomy of progress video series and highlights preclinical CB1 antibody data presented at the American Diabetes Association, the 85th scientific session. Okay. Okay. So They pushed out a video, it looks like, to explain more about their drug because people are a little bit more worried about it. And this video answered a lot of questions and kind of eliminated a little bit of uncertainty. That uncertainty has allowed the price of the asset to go a lot higher here over the last few days. As you can imagine, it's gone from around like a $1 up to $4, so it's up around 283%. Right now, you could easily see this continuing to go higher, especially since you're seeing a breakout momentum continuing. Probably not the best time to be buying it unless you find some type of dip. I'd probably wait for a dip before buying more in here. This thing's been going on for days, though. I mean, this is a day after day after day, right? Right now, you're seeing a nice little breakout. You might see this end up coming down, a new trend line form, then you have a larger breakout. I'd probably buy on the next dip here with the stop loss being right here if you're looking to do something more of a short-term burn to the upside. On the downward side here, just be careful because... Well, on the weekly chart, there you go. You are looking at a lot of levels of resistance. So like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we have to do a little bit of grinding for a little bit going into next week before we hit that big pop that takes you higher. Right now, I mean, the way these things are kind of spiking, Fibonacci levels are not going to really do you too much good. I'd be looking at cold, hard levels of resistance. If you're going to be buying around the 461 or 450 or anywhere around that dip level, you're going to most likely just be selling up here anywhere between like $6 and $7.47, which basically means $7 and $7.25. So if you're to buy right around here, sell around there, you're still looking at like around 46% profit, but I do think it is a high risk play. And again, I'm not the best with biotech, but you can see in the past when this thing likes to rock it up a little bit, it's definitely had a few weeks of just clear movement before eventually it dies back down. You can see back over here, they had a split back in a 1 to 250 split, which is wild, back in 2023. Looks like they haven't had too many splits there, but this chart, definitely more of a short-term type of thing. But you can definitely have some fun with it at this point in time. But you're probably gonna shave off at least 50% if it hits that first price target. After that, you're gonna eyeball it if it keeps on moving higher and higher. You're just gonna have to eyeball that sucker. But I wouldn't over scale out just because of how fun this thing could be. But once it starts hitting those levels, you can move up that stop loss a generous amount to make sure no matter what happens, you're making some money in there. And hey, Tanker, no, I didn't do any more research on our RSR. Let me see. I have a really bad memory, guys. A really bad memory. I'm guessing it's a crypto token here. Maybe I did. I don't know. Reserve rights, low market cap, good price. Index the world. Package crypto market sectors and strategies into one-click indexes, transparent and decentralized on the blockchain. Reserve lets anyone launch, mint, and redeem on-chain crypto indexes called decentralized token folios with battle-tested safeties for smart contracts. Basically, ETFs but crypto, and you get to choose what goes in your ETF. Interesting. Now, how do you make money off of this? Bloomberg indices, market vector indexes. Hmm. I think this is worth buying some of. I mean, they clearly got their act together. It seems interesting. 163,000 followers. Yeah, I could see this working out pretty well. Let's see. Posted July 7th. Only 106 people turned in. Okay. Ethereum. Oh, European. Okay, so it's like a European type of thing. I think that can be fine. Hopefully they move over to America so they can get less regulations and stuff like that. But I could see this working out, especially because you can design your own indexes. I'm not entirely sure how you're able to do it, but I think that'd be kind of fun. And in fact, it'd be nice to be able to sell that. Damn, sorry, there's like loud fireworks out. It'd be nice to try to build a portfolio and say, hey, I want 1.5% of all income generated through this portfolio, or 1% of the fees yearly. I don't know how that works with NFTs, but you get what I'm saying. I don't know how it works with custom NFTs, but ETFs, excuse me. But I think it could be fun. Let me add this to the watch list. Yeah, buy the dips. Yeah, I'll add it on there. It has a decent market cap too of around 700 million. That could be fun. Yeah, no worries, Kilo. Happy to help you out, my man. Ooh, ooh, boo, boo, boo. Let me see. Pop this open. Galaxy coin. It's not even showing up on my thing. Is it a stock, maybe? Let's see. Why does it keep doing that? FinViz. There you go. Galaxy Digital? Maybe that's what you're talking about. It's had a rough year. Or rough lifespan, right? Dollars. Stock, yeah. We recently published as Wall Street Wars these 10 stock outshines. Okay. Galaxy Digital grew its share price by 9.66% on Monday to close at $21, as investors scooped up shares and made a broader market rally while continuing to digest its successful raising of $175 million in fresh funds for expansion plans. So, what exactly do they do? Helping the world invest, build, and transform relentlessly. Digital assets and data center. Institutional investors, trading firms. Bringing the world on chain. Okay. They got some players with them. Data center infrastructure. So they must have had a really bad business model way back in the day, right? And recently they've decided to hop into crypto, and that's where you're seeing some of the more growth coming in here, it looks like. So I think you could invest in it. It says it's what, $3 billion market cap, 2.84. It's small, but like not tiny. So I'd probably say this is okay to hop in here. But this is going to be something of a long-term play, and this is back in what? Why isn't it? Let me. So this does follow the cryptocurrency market a little bit as well. So I would just be, aware of that. If Bitcoin falls, so does this. But for right now, it's doing a pretty good job. So you might want to hold on to it if that's something you have in your portfolio. But yeah, just something to hold and let it grind up along with Bitcoin. Not necessarily something I would just trust that they're going to make a lot of good work in there in the future. Something a little bit slower, right? Let me see. I want to see if there's any other news to talk about here today. Microsoft layouts hit 830 workers in the home state of Washington. Let's see. No, that should be it. Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm going to call it a night. I think I'm just too tired to really do too much talking right now. I'm freaking really tired. I'm going to probably take a nap before I go out and enjoy myself tonight. I hope all of you guys have a great 4th of July. I'm going to continue to put out a lot more content for you guys. I'm just going to be testing a lot of random stuff. So whatever you feel like clicking on, click on it. If you don't want to click on it, let me know. Like, don't click on it, right? But it should be pretty darn exciting for the next few weeks. Do I think Palantir would dip more? Yeah, because of all the stuff going on in DC with this big beautiful bill. I would still think long term it is a buy though. So yeah, I'd be dollar cost averaging Palantir. Yeah, yeah. I'll just say it like that. I'm horrible at saying that one company's name. But yeah, so get ready for more content. I'll see how it works out. And every day, starting Monday, I will be doing, let's say maybe Sunday, I'll start doing technical analysis videos for YouTube, breaking down my thoughts. That way you guys know what's going on, okay? So